What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is the Circle, excuse me, the Circle Atlanta Season 1, Episode 9. So, this is a pretty good episode. We had a little bit of this and a little bit of that going on. We saw a lot of people doing things sort of in their own silo. We didn't get a like big group scene, but I think that's cool because I think the last couple of episodes has been a lot of group, and we got to see people doing their own thing in their own little worlds, doing their own silo type situation. So we start off. We have Jewel, Tevin, and Alyssa, and we started talking about the community service activity that they wanted to do as a cast. And so we're continuing that. They chose Lost and Found Youth, which is a shelter for youth between the ages, did they say 18 and 20 something or 16 and 20 something? But it's not specific for LGBTQIA youth. However, that I got the impression that was the majority of their population. They were meeting with them, and they brainstormed on a lot of great ideas. We know that it started off with them working in teams and maybe doing some care packages and things like that. But it's morphed into them sitting down and sort of meeting with the youth and talking to them, helping them. The young lady that they spoke with was saying how she tries to steer them into, some different lines of work and tries to help them, encourage them as far as going into the workforce. And so she was saying maybe you guys could encourage them with, because you guys have, some different jobs. We're not talking about Wall Street and banking and teaching. We're talking about, entertainers and actors and singers and, doing different things. She said all of the kids youth have a caseworker. And she talked about that they have a thrift store where she said over 50% of their income, their functioning income comes from the sales out of the thrift store. So anybody that is in the Atlanta area, especially people who love to thrift, okay, they just kept saying that this thrift store has a lot of really nice items. Y'all go check them out. It's Lost and Found Youth. I don't have the address, but I'm sure you could Google it down to the Atlanta. Y'all go check them out and go support them. Everybody isn't a community service person, but you know what you can do? You can go buy some, furniture. You can go buy some clothes, and everything that you purchase, it'll be going back into this organization. So y'all go check it out. They talked about maybe doing like a dinner. Alyssa was saying how she could, she has a friend who owns a restaurant. Her brother, I think, owns a restaurant. How she could probably get him to sponsor the dinner. So they came up with some really, really great ideas. And Alyssa and Jewel were, enjoying each other's company. And it's funny because I feel like this whole thing was leading up to what we know was coming. If you've been paying attention and you caught a lot of the trailers, you know that some stuff about to go down between Jewel and Alyssa. But I feel like they were giving us this foundation about how they were getting along and how they had, sort of kind of come around to getting to know each other. And I was like, y'all setting us up. We see it. But I'm going to wait till it happens. I ain't going to talk about it yet. We're going to wait till it happens. I'm going to stay in the moment. I'm going to stay right here in this episode, okay? So then we had Martell and Dante going down to Raheem, I wrote his name down, Raheem Brazil's studio. Now, Raheem Brazil, the way they were talking, Raheem Brazil sounded like he a young Tyler Perry down to the Atlanta. He's done movies. He has a studio space that he rents out where people can rehearse and people can, use it for different events. And, he has art exhibits and things like that. And so he was just giving them a tour of their studio. I feel like, low-key, I feel like this was Martell's way of sort of kind of like showcasing Raheem. Maybe they're cool, maybe they're friends. We know that Martell has done some movies for him. We know that Martell has done some movies with him. And so I feel like because it really wasn't a whole lot with that scene. But it was, again, this was one of those, we're going to show you this and we're going to show you that kind of thing. Milano and her wife are celebrating their anniversary. And so we saw a really nice scene with them having their friends over, celebrating love. She said that she called it date night. She said this is something that they do. That's their way of celebrating their anniversary. She was like, listen, marriage ain't easy, but I am loving the journey. I'm loving helping her to become a better person. And the only thing I wish you had said, Mulatto, was, and she helping me to become a better person too, because y'all should be complimenting each other. It can't be you helping her to be a better person. Ain't nobody helping you be a better person. I'm just saying. And just the other thing I like about these smaller reality shows, and that's no disrespect. When I mean smaller, I mean like, it ain't a Bravo situation where people are not forced to bring people into their intimate situations that don't belong there. So, for example, y'all know on these reality shows, like a Real Housewives situation, when they have these events, they have to invite everybody, even people that they don't even really rock with. They find some way of explaining and excusing why they're inviting people that they don't even rock with. You know what I'm saying? Well, we talked and I just wanted to give her a second chance. Or we talked and I'm going to give them an opportunity to apologize, so I'm going to invite them to my vow renewal. But Jewel, I don't say Jewel, but Mulatto ain't do that. Mulatto was like, listen, I'm going to let y'all come in and I'm going to let y'all record what I got going on, but what I'm not doing is inviting them hoes that don't have nothing to do with this, okay? I'm going to invite my real friends that have been through this journey, that are a part of my real life, okay? We can do the other events and I can invite them other hoes. We can have brunch. We can do the speed dating. We can go down to the tribe bingo. But what y'all can't do is be a part of my anniversary. Why? Because y'all not a part of that part of my life. And that is real. Let's be clear. That is real. We all have friend circles that do different things. Anyway, moving on. But it was nice to see. You definitely got an opportunity to see her other family. Well, I ain't gonna say her other family, but her family, like the people that she has chosen to be a part of her life. And so that was cool. That was cool to see. We saw Martell go down to Twisted Fabrics, which is his tailor. That's who he uses to make all of his stage gear. And again, I feel like this was Martell giving a shout out to his people. He was talking about he's been rocking with them since they were out of their studio. It's a 2-man organization. One handles the business, the other handles the creative. And, he was like, go check them out. Go check out their studio. Like, this is what we do. And some of the stuff they showed was really cute. It was really, really cute. And I recognized, if you follow Martell's Instagram, I recognize some of those outfits. He's actually worn some of that stuff in his performances. So it wasn't nothing for the show. Like, that's some real right there. Okay. I think my favorite part of this episode, outside of the community service, because I really was feeling the community service. I really, really was feeling the community service. Was Cash and Melly in that studio. And more Cash than Melly. When I tell y'all that Cash was giving me a life in that studio, because first of all, I was here for the song he was singing. The song he was singing, I wrote it down. I think I wrote it down. Please tell me I wrote it down. You. How I forget the name of the song is You. How I forget that. Anyway, he was singing a song called You. First of all, I'm here for you. Please tell me it is available on all streaming sites, because if it is, I'm downloading it now. I was here for it. Second of all, Cash, you sound like an early John Legend. Go back to John Legend's first album. If y'all don't close your eyes and listen to him in the studio singing You, and y'all don't hear John Legend's first album, I ain't talking about, now that he's a little more polished and he's a little more pop, I should say. But go back to that first album. Baby, he was giving me everything I didn't know I needed. That song was everything. And seeing him in the studio, being so excited and hearing himself back and feeling it, he was like, and being vulnerable. I think Melly said it, like, he was actually vulnerable. And to see Cash vulnerable is a lot. You know what I mean? That's a lot with that. So I was absolutely here for it. Then we saw Melly go in the studio. Melly sounds like he's finishing up a song he started on the Circle New York. Sound like he kind of dissing everybody. Dissing. I know that's an old word. Y'all know I'm old. So dissing. I don't know what the right vernacular is for 2021, but dissing. The people on the circle, I don't know if he's talking about New York or Atlanta or just all them hoes, okay? And it was cute. But he was kind of bringing a track he had already laid the first part, and then he was combining it with the second part to create the whole part. And they were working with like a real engineer who like has a resume. And so I was here for it. I just thought that it was just something pure about Cash. in that moment. So let me say this. What I mean by that is this, y'all. We know Cash has been through a lot. We know Cash has a story. We know Cash don't mind telling you his story, right? But there's something it was something about seeing him in that studio where he just seemed to have a whole different energy about him. You know what I'm saying? And I was so here for it. I was just so here for it. I just thought that was great. I loved seeing it. I just absolutely loved seeing it. I was so here for that, y'all. I was so here for it. But that was actually probably, like I said, the community service part I was here for, but that really, that studio scene did a lot for me. The hell, is that it? We know Rico is no longer on the show. He had an opportunity, and so he's not filming. He does come back for reunion. We saw a little piece of that at the end of last week's episode, child. No, damn, how can I forget? No. We got to see Jewel. Jewel said that she used to host before the panty. She used to host something called I'm gonna just make up a name because I don't remember if this is it, but let's just say Ratchet Wednesdays. I don't think that's what it's called, y'all, but I'm gonna just call it that, okay? But where she used to, I guess, would host a show, and so she made it virtual. She turned it into a virtual situation, and so she was dressed all in her lingerie, and she had her little microphone, and then it was like a Zoom situation, and people had to pay to go into a breakout room to see her dance. They had to pay $100 a dance. I said, "Oh, that is right. You better get your money." Listen, during the panty, we had to be as creative as possible to maintain the status quo, and I was not mad about it. Okay, Venmo, Cash App, Apple Pay, shit, PayPal, however you need to get it here. Then we can go on over to a good breakout room, and I'm gonna give you a good twerk. Okay, I ain't mad about it. She had a twerk contest, and she said that she was creating space for queer women of color. Actually, no, let me not say that. Queer black women, because she don't even know black. She said that she found that there was a void there, and so she wanted to create a space where, you know, non-binary and gay, bisexual women, trans women could find a safe space where they could, you know, I guess openly explore their sexuality. You know, listen. I ain't mad about none of it. You know, different strokes for different folks. We want to provide a space for everybody. We want everybody to be seen. We want everybody to feel like they are appreciated and that there's a place for them. And I'm here for Jewel creating that space. I am here for Jewel creating that space for them. Okay. And, you know, listen, I don't know if she's still doing the twerk sessions, you know, but more power to you, girl. So that was this episode. I didn't want to forget that. Yeah, I feel like we got a little bit of what people are doing in their regular life without a whole bunch of group scenes, so we could see what was going on. Cash and Melly seem like they're building a genuine friendship. I really hope nothing happens with that, because they seem like they really are building, you know, a genuine space where they can be friends with each other. Shit, I said it three different ways. We know Tevin and Jewel have built a legit relationship. Alyssa seemed like she got a chance to spend a little bit more time with Jewel, and they got a chance to get to know each other a little bit better. But we know that ain't gonna last. And we saw Martell hanging out with Dante. I don't know what's going on with that, but okay. Like I said last episode, Dante for the streets, so anybody can get it. All I'm gonna say, Dante, is you better watch out for Martell's boyfriend number 1 and boyfriend number 2, because I just don't think that would end well. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.